Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It is the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. It is the end of another weekend and the end of another game week in the Championship. Our fourth game week since Project restarted. I can't think of a better way of terming that. And there are only 5 games to go now in the Championship. And I hate to say it, but a little bit of a sense this game week of things stretching out a little bit. The teams in the positions they want to be in have solidified or extended their positions in pretty much all circumstances here. We've had a good few weekends now of the gaps squeezing up, but I'm afraid to say, from the neutrals' point of view, that the top teams won and the bottom teams lost this weekend. We are going to go through every single game. We've got the tables. I want to hear your comments on your team, on every game. So stay with me for the next while or so. We'll do some Q&A at the end. Always a good time here on a Sunday. As I say, we're going to go through game by game. And as always here, we are going to start at the very top. So if you are in the comments, please comment on the game we are focused on at the moment. And top of the league, Leeds United get another win. It was Blackburn 1, Leeds United 3. They are getting ever closer now. Leeds 6 points away from third place Brentford with 5 games to go now. We know by simple maths that they are 4 wins away, give or take, a bit of an impossible goal difference type affair with Brentford. But Leeds getting closer and closer, and a good win at Blackburn, who are just slipping away from that playoff position here. Let's have a look and see what happened in this one. As ever, I'm a Patrick Bamford apologist, and there he is on 7 minutes, popping up with the opening goal here. Bamford, quite a nice one. You'll see from the image there, he gets slipped in by Klitsch, and he takes it early on the left foot. Everyone says if Bamford has no time to think, he's lethal. If he's got any time to think, he misses. But look, he's going to slide that in with his left foot. First time. Some questions of a foul in the build-up there. I'll leave that to you guys in the comments. 2-0 in the first half as well. That is Calvin Phillips about to ping a beautiful free kick. Look, way outside the D there. That's at least 25 yards out. He's going right-footed. That's going to Walton's right in the top corner. Brilliant goal by Phillips. I have a little theory that I'd love you guys to comment on. We're seeing a lot of free kicks go in. Do you think that players are scoring more free kicks because they really do get nervous and put off by the crowd? They probably bang them in training all day, every day. But we're seeing a lot of free kicks go in. And here comes another one, because just after half-time, move it over a little bit, closer to D. Adam Armstrong. Look, Meslier, big gap there to his left-hand side. That's where Armstrong's putting that one back for 2-1. But the man machine, the Duracell bunny, there he is, number 43 on the edge of the box there. Matt Click is going to make it 3-1 for Leeds. Let's have a little look at your comments here on that one. A big win for the Baggies, says West Brom Vlog. Roger, hello from Florida. Hello, Roger. Alex is in. Paul is in, a happy Reading fan. Bat says Brentford keeping everyone honest. Calvo, Leeds get in there. Leeds 2020, we did brilliantly on Saturday. Yes, you did. Tough week for Leeds. Stoke fighting to stay up, and Swansea fighting for the playoffs, says Ryan. Mike says the same thing. Good win, but the Stoke game won't be easy. Surely, Ben, this year, says Calvo. We said that last year. Dublin Blade, always great to hear your thoughts. Probably the only thing I miss about the Championship. There we go. Hello, Dublin Blade. Up the Bees, says Chris. 10 points last season. We got 1 point from our last 4 games. What can go wrong, says Stephen. Calvin Phillips scored a great goal. Yes, he did indeed. Super Joe Warren, we're going to talk about him in a minute. Is that Portman Road? Stop it, Roger. Deary me. Let's go on a very unbielsa-like for 25 minutes after we scored. Alex says great win on Friday about Millwall, and Tommy also on Millwall. We will get to those games in due course. Baps says White was insane. Shall we just bring the table up for you? Very, very happy Leeds fans. Let's have a little look. If I scroll down here, we will see, as I said at the top of the broadcast, Leeds 6 points clear. 4 points from the next two would be 82 with 3 to go. Surely Leeds only need maybe 6 or 7 points from these last 5 games to get up to 85. That will surely be enough. Brentford can't keep winning. Can they? Or can they? Let's go on to second place, West Brom, who have had a nice little upsurge in form. 2 wins on the bounce for the Baggies, and this is more like the Baggies of earlier in the season, isn't it? Lots of goals, lots of goal scorers there. Austin Higazi, Krissy, obviously against Hull, and Dean Garner. But Hull did have a good go there. Look at that 1.71 on the XG. If they could defend, they'd have had something out of this game. Stewart and Wilkes with the goals there. Let's have a little look. Austin Swivels, right place, right time. Look at the bottom of your picture at Matthias Pereira, who's had a bit of a field day with assists today. There's the equaliser, Kevin Stewart. I think that's going to take a flip off Charlie Austin, if you can see in the red boots there on the 6-yard line. Higazi up for a corner. There he is. You can just see jumping on the near post. Spot the ball competition, that one. Higazi's just about to flip that into the far corner. But Malik Wilkes, who's had 2 games, 2 goals since signing full-time for Hull, he's going to flip in a header of his own. Then the inevitable obviously happened. That is Kamil Krissy, obviously scoring against his old club, gave it the no celebration. And 4-2 there. You can see Dean Garner just inside the box with his left foot. He's already come inside from probably 5 or 6 yards over. So far more like West Brom earlier in the season. As I say, 2 straight wins. A lot of people have been telling me, Ben, don't worry about the form table before lockdown. I'm sure West Brom fans will be telling me the same thing now because they have 1-2 on the bounce. Michael says, who do I think Brentford will drop points to? Pass. How is there only 18 days left, says S. Levitt. Douglas was awesome for the Mighty Whites. Barry Douglas in at left back. There you go. Brentford can keep winning, says David. We'll come on to Lee Johnson in a minute. Do I have a donation page for you and your work? Well, that's a very good question, Roger. And I will take a little time now just to say, look on the ticker there. You can hit the super chat button wherever you're typing your live chat. Underneath there's a little dollar button so you can donate there, or it's patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you, Roger, for reminding me of that one. Any more comments on West Brom? Who's my top 2? We'll do that at the end. Max says Leeds definitely going up. Albion should have been 7-4, says Gary. Pereira, different class. If they get promoted, that's probably the top signing of the season up in that top 2, isn't it? Maybe Ben White might have a shout of it. Top 2 secured, says Max, who's got Royals in his bet. Reading fan there. Fancy Charlton for a draw, says Baps. Stephen on the super chat. And this is a nice Shiraz today. So we're going to drink to Stephen. Thank you so much. Richard says we need 10 points out of the remaining 15 to guarantee it. Yeah, that's the absolute guaranteed amount, Richard. I think it'll be less than that realistically, won't they? What was Joe Rolt? We'll come on to that. Do you think Little League will get another championship trophy? Yes, I do. Chris says, why do you keep on doubting Brentford? I don't doubt anybody, but all I'm saying is for Brentford to do this now, what have they won already, Brentford? Is it 4 on the trot? I think they're going to have to win 7 or 8 on the trot. Hey, they could do it, but, surely they're going to have a draw at some point. And the gap is still there, 5 points. It's not Brentford particularly, I'm doubting. It's anyone to do it. Jaspier, come on, you super Leeds. So Leeds and West Brom in there with good victories, good performances as well this weekend. But Brentford are unstoppable at the moment. Let me just, bring up on my iPad quickly Brentford's form there. Yeah, 5 wins on the trot, 0 goals conceded. So to Chris's point, they don't look like slipping up at all. If you're West Brom, particularly with that extra point behind Leeds, you're going to be worried. And yeah, Brentford absolutely on fire. Check out my video on the channel about the run-ins as well, and you'll see my analysis of all the run-ins. And you also see there that Saeed Benrahma, who we're going to miss terribly in about 5 games or 8 games max for Brentford, because he's going to the Premier League. What a player. Here is Benrahma there, spinning on the volley to put that one in. Now, I love Benrahma, but don't tell me that isn't a cross. Look at the position there. Watkins making a run near post, but everything's going for him at the moment, and it flies into the far corner for a second. And a hat-trick there. Can you spot him? I think he's behind Josh Da Silva. They're firing one in. What a player, Benrahma. What a run Brentford are on. Is it going to be too little, too late? They're still 5 points off with West Brom's 2 straight wins. They've got the pedal to the metal. Look at that, 21 wins now, Brentford. It could be that they chase and don't make it. Remember, West Brom do still have Fulham to play. Let me just bring this up. Oh, actually, West Brom, Derby, Blackburn away and Fulham in the next 3. And if I bring up Brentford's next 3, Charlton, Derby and Preston. Whose fixtures would you rather have there? Michael says Leeds and Brentford to go up. Katie says, I'll get her first comment there. Tough weekend for us. Luckily, not too much ground lost. That's a Wigan fan. Katie, bottom of the league, sadly, at the moment. Pereira, the best in the league. Wigan mentality question answered. Yeah, it's a tough blow. I think we would have lost anyway, says Katie. Brentford were very impressive against Reading. Hisham says, how unfair curtailing the season. At the beginning, we had Charlton as the team occupying 3rd relegation spot. It then changed to Hull, then Huddersfield. Now, insanely, it's Wigan. Well, Wigan, bottom of the league. There, your thoughts on Wigan Athletic going under administration, says Dubro, who may be from the Bronx or something. I think it's insane what's happened to Wigan. I don't understand it, and hopefully we'll get more information why they couldn't wait. I don't know the ins and outs of waiting until the end of the season, but Katie, who's a Wigan fan, probably knows more than me about it. You cannot question our players' mentality. Not many teams get any points at Brentford. Always going to be tough. Yeah, fair comment, Katie. Triple X sums. Do you think Ipswich will go up next season? Probably by default, because no one in League One will have any money. And Chris, flying the Brentford flag there, says 5 on the trot. 100 viewers on the stream. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Leeds 2020 says, I wish Wigan could stay up. The Wigan players deserve to stay up. Maybe the ownership of the club doesn't, after the ridiculous decisions they've seemingly made since taking over. But hey, it's not on the players at all. Fulham, also 2 wins on the bounce now. They'd started after Project Restart badly, hadn't they? They lost against Brentford and then they lost at Leeds. Is that a lucky one there? XG says they probably deserve to win, but look at that. Josh Onoma, 90 plus 5. There he is. You can see him in the centre of the box. Just going to ping that one in for the late winner there. Fulham still in it, are they? Let's have a look at the table and see how far back that pops. Fulham, 7 points off. You just wouldn't see them making up 7 points in 5 games. Can they get into 3rd place to get that game against 6th place in the playoffs? I don't think anyone would fancy playing Forest and trying to score against them. But then again, who would fancy playing Brentford at the moment? Either playoffs going to be very, very interesting. Stephen's not happy. Well, it's safe to say we're going down. Possibly. Then he checks himself. We'll look at the bottom in a minute, Stephen. Don't lose hope yet. You do have the Warnock. Mick, you should be working on the EFL program. Yes. Send them a letter. Hey, it's a scam, says Baps, probably talking about Wigan. His words, not those of the channel, but he may have something in it there. Got a feel for camping goal. Was brilliant all game, was he? Interesting, bit up and down camp. But Mike says, excellent article in The Athletic about Wigan. Not sure how this will end. MPs and lawyers involved now. Yeah, it's going to be that fit and proper persons test. Has it nothing to do with the virus? No crowd, no money. No, I don't think it does, Brian. I think they've just bought it and put it into administration. Craziness. Crazy. Something very odd about Wigan, says Russ. Fulham are most likely to catch the top two, says Live for TikToks. Interesting. Leeds and Brentford to go up 1 and 2. Katie says there will be an appeal launched with the 12-point deduction. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's written into the old EFL constitution, though, isn't it? The deduction. So I don't know how appealing will go for them. I did this game. Derby won, Forest won on Saturday lunchtime. And all I kept saying in the review was, how on earth have Forest not won this game? Nottingham Forest should have 70 points. They should be up above Fulham still. But we know football, don't we? And sometimes it works in weird ways. There is Joe Lolly on the left foot there. As ever, a great striker of the ball, giving Forest the lead. There is one of my favourite players from his time at Ipswich, Martin Waghorn, with a not very good tackle at all, as you can see there on Ryan Yates. He gets red carded, but incredibly, due to a very silly body check by Joe Worrell and a very bad piece of goalkeeping by Bryce Sambus, both of which have been excellent all season. There you can see Chris Martin a couple of yards out. He's going to force that over the line. I can't tell who that is. Someone can tell me. Is that Thiago Silva back on the goal line there? I'm trying to get rid of it. He's not going to. Forest also, Lewis Graben, who, if any striker in the Championship, maybe apart from Mitrovic, you'd want with a decent high percentage chance in the box, he misses. And then young Mighton, I don't want to get on his back because he's a youngster, but misses a clear one-on-one for Forest. Well played, Derby. They hang in there, but some big moments there for Forest. And no fight or passion shown today, said Stephen. For Brentford should go up at the playoff. Brilliant team. Still think Leeds and West Brom will finish top 2. Super Chris says. Russ. Oh God, where am I looking? Graben missed a few sitters, says Alex. Derby had triple XG. I think that was you and more accumulative shots. We know what Forest are like. Create a couple of good high quality chances and then don't take them. Whereas quite a few Derby shots raining in that were lower percentage. But there you go. Lots of sendings off this week. Lots of sendings off since we were back. Tommy says 24 years in counting. We'll get on that. Che Adams has scored a goal. That's presumably in the Premier League. Haven't stopped laughing. Bapsley Leeds fans have got long memories. Simon, come on you Rams. Don't write us off yet. Derby still in 7th spot there. Mark, glad for a draw at Pride Park. Derby in proper form. That much is true. Yeah, I'm sure before the game, Forest would have taken 1-1, just not in that manner. Yes, Che Adams has scored for Southampton. Let's just have another little look at the table. We're looking for Derby and Forest at the moment. Forest look nicely poised, don't they? 7-point clearance there with 5 to go over Derby, who are chasing their Derby. Surely they'll be happy with the point given the missed chances, the red card and the nature of the goal in the 97th minute there. Remember, Derby now have this horrifically difficult run. I've said if Derby make it, by God, will they deserve it. They now play West Brom away, Brentford at home, Cardiff away and Leeds at home in the next 4 games. If they get 6 or 7 points from that, Derby will deserve everything that they get, particularly if that can force them into those play-off positions. Who are we doing next? It is Cardiff, whose nice run continues and whose nice run paid for, what did someone call him in the chat? Little Lee there. Cardiff, there's a bit of a Warnocky one there. Warnocky-Harrisy one. 1-0. Danny Ward there. And nicely fed through by Lee Tomlin. Look at the back of that shot there. He's just been fed in. It's a good finish, actually. Look where he is. Parallel with the defenders. Bit of space. Left foot down to Bentley's right. In goal. And Tomlin will be happy because him and Lee Johnson did not see eye to eye when he was at Bristol City. And as you can see, a screenshot from my mobile phone at 6:32 on Saturday saying Lee Johnson was this evening relieved of his role as Bristol City head coach. Dean Holden will take over. I have done a full video on that, so do check that out on the channel. That's gone over 3,000 views, loads of comments, loads of Bristol City fans commented on it as well. They would know more than me about it, so go and give that one a look. But Cardiff coming on very, very nicely, aren't they? I think I would say, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, most improved team pre to post lockdown, I would say, Cardiff. Before the lockdown, they had a win, but it's 10 points from 3 games since. They're in very nice form. Neil Harris seems to have those. There's a lot of players that have been promoted and or played in the Premier League there. 3-point cushion there. As I say, Forest should be on 70 points, really, shouldn't they? But yeah, well played, Harris. And who do you think next for Lee Johnson? Aaron says, someone please just beat Brentford. He's obviously a nervy Leeds or West Brom fan. Only Derby and maybe Swansea could catch Cardiff, says Katie. S. Levitt, Derby to help Leeds out next week and Leeds beat them to get promoted. I've got a ticket for that Derby Leeds game downstairs. Yeah, never mind, coronavirus, hey. Could we see an East Midlands or West London derby as a playoff final? He's talking Brentford, Fulham or Derby Forest. Alex, don't count out Cardiff. Russ says, see you, Streaky. Bye, Lee Johnson. I'm sure we'll see him back. He's 39 and very experienced in the Championship. I have ice cream watching you, Ben. Enjoy your ice cream. Tell me what flavour you're having. Mike says, Derby can affect the top of the table big time. Yes, they can. Could be kingmakers. Evening, guys. Check your notifications as I had mine turned off. Yes, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Tommy says, to have Harris leave us and take Cardiff the playoffs is tough to see. Yeah, I can understand it. eBay it, my Leeds ticket. Hey, if that's the game they get promoted, I'm going to keep it or give it to one of my Leeds fans in the comments of the 1 million Leeds fans we get in here every single week. So, yeah, Cardiff, nice job. Let me know who you think. I'm sure my friend Mick McCarthy is going to be, he's going to have his agent calling Steve Lansdown every day. I'm sure he'll get an interview for that one, Mick. And he was all over the commentary, wasn't he, the other night? Right, we've got to go to Swansea next. Swansea played today and they won. They've been a bit hit and miss, haven't they? But I think it was Katie who was saying they're still in it, aren't they? Swansea, 8th position, 4 off their Wales rivals, Cardiff. Rhian Brewster's playing well, isn't he? Someone fact check me. How many goals has Brewster got now for Swansea? It must be something like 6 or 7 in probably only 14 or 15 games, I would have thought. If anyone can fact check me on that, that'd be great. There is Brewster there. He's just so lively in the box. Be interested if Brewster becomes another Tammy Abraham there, because he's not going to get anywhere near the Liverpool team. And he looks like guaranteed goals in the Championship. Here is Andre Ayew, who I doubt will see past the end of this season for Swans. I'm sure someone will take that contract off their hands. 2-0 there, and big Nuiu there. You can see him, sorry, a bit blurry there in the box. Give Nuiu that service. He will always score. So not great for Wednesday. Still 15th now. Wednesday, 52 points. We're looking at Barnsley on 41. So still a 12-point deduction if Wednesday, I'm not saying they are guilty, if Wednesday are guilty. Katie makes a very good point here. How are there 100 people watching and 18 likes? Hit that thumbs up button. Why don't you? Oh, vanilla ice cream. Very nice. Bowyer to Brum, Johnson to Charlton. Stranger things have happened. That makes some sense. I can't pronounce that. Brucan Cymru. Sorry if I've butchered that in the Welsh language. Swansea have a decent run-in and only 4 points off the playoffs. Sorry, I'm playing with my iPad to look. Birmingham away. Leeds, you wouldn't fancy. Forest. But then Bristol City and Reading. So 3 games to get points from there, or 3-pointers there. Chris Hughton for Bristol City, I'm sure. I think Paul Cook is a good manager. Very good manager. Nailed on for manager of the month, you would have thought. Wednesday should have been 3 up at half-time, says Mike. I must admit, it's been so full on. I had a footballless day today. I was following on just on notifications on my phone, but I did not watch any of the games today. We all need a break at some point, don't we? Preston. No, Millwall next. Sorry, Millwall up in 9th. Great result for Millwall on Friday night in the, as my Millwall friends are telling me, the most one-sided derby ever. 24 years now since Charlton have beaten Millwall. I think that's right. Someone fact-check me in the comments. And look, another victory for the Lions there. Jake Cooper, who's just about as good as a number 10 for getting goals, isn't he? He always 6, 7 goals per season. He's the new Flint, isn't he? And look at this one, interesting one as well. Actually, bombing forward there, Cooper. We normally get his goals from corners, and that's quite a nice finish, isn't it? There to find the top corner there past Dylan Phillips. Disappointing one for Charlton, who I believe after... Oh, no, it's only one defeat now. So after 2 wins, 1 point in the last 2. Millwall, we've said, and my video proves, I'll give away the ending now, that Millwall have a nice run in. Could they do the marathon, not a sprint here? Look at this for Millwall. Borough at home, Hull away, Blackburn will be a dead rubber, QPR will be a dead rubber, and then Huddersfield on the last day will likely be clear, assuming Wigan don't go mental and that gap with Luton and Barnsley stays. Could Millwall have a little push and a little run at the end of the season? I wonder. Need them in with a shout. Want Swans to fancy their chances so we don't face a park bus. Yeah, Leeds certainly don't like those parked bus type teams, do they? Let's move on because it is Preston. Oh, there's a couple of comments. Let's just take the comments really quickly. Max, gutted we let Cooper go to Millwall. That's a Reading fan. How much did he go for? Because he's just never misses a minute for them, and he's easily their... Well, no, actually, Wallace is probably their highest value player, but very important. George, up the Albion. Yes, up in second place, the Albion. Indeedio. Who's next? It was Huddersfield, Preston, although we can probably scoot over this. I think they had Chris Kamara on this on Saturday. Look at that. 0.05 to 0.37 on the XG. 0-0. I guess Preston will be happy as it stops their rubbishy losing streak, does it? From a Huddersfield point of view, they've had a win and a draw in a row, I believe. So 4 points from 2 is always nice, although they did win the away game and draw the home game. Let's have a look at the bottom of the table, and we'll have a look and see the Huddersfield position now. Yeah, Huddersfield in 20th. Remember, Pop Wigan on the bottom there on 38 points. So Huddersfield do have a 5-point gap with 5 to go. We'll talk about Barnsley and Luton because their good form shudderingly came to a halt. They're Preston, are they out of it now? 6 points behind. I think they've thrown it away, haven't they? I think Preston are going to be on the beach in the next couple of games. Project Restart has not done any good for that. Mally, you're late to the party. Never mind. Nice to have you here. The On the Beach League is growing nicely, Ben, says Mike. We need to predict the final positions after the midweek games. Katie, we should have been on the beach, but not anymore. I agree. Could Leeds' small squad and Brentford's goal difference play a part in the final league standings? I don't think Leeds' small squad will. I think they'll be fine. Brentford's goal difference might, because it's mighty, isn't it? Huge amount there. So Preston always manage to bottle the playoffs. Yes, they do, Katie. Crazy to see how far some of these teams have fallen. Oh, everybody, I'm going to get to drink some wine, courtesy of Mark. Wonderful. Thank you, Mark. $10. He says, thanks again, Ben, for providing quality championship content. You can super chat anytime. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Mark Hart. Thank you. Mally, just been checking the remaining games. Some tasty fixtures. Yeah, looking good. They said watching the substitution was the highlight of the Huddersfield game. That's naughty, Charles. Naughty. Leeds and West Brom for top 2 says Hisham, 6th place between Cardiff, Derby and Swansea. Yeah, Luton and Barnsley. That's changed this game week, hasn't it? Preston v Huddersfield, not a good game. Just flash that up again. Big thank you to Mark for the super chat. I have 8 days left of employment in education, and it's very hard to get a job at the moment. So I really do appreciate it. I'd love to take this part-time, and as it says there, support the channel via super chat, just a little dollar where you're typing in, contribute anything, it'll all go in the pot, and I won't spend it on wine, I promise. I'd love to be able to make this part of my, maybe 2 days a week, and then, do some work the other side of it, and make my dream of waffling about football for a living. Wouldn't that be a fine thing? Chug, 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 says Peaky, not on the nice Shiraz. Do you know, that was a gift as well from my Mrs. Father. So it's actually free wine, which is the best type of alcohol, isn't it? There we go. My reputation precedes me. Wow. Middlesbrough 0, QPR 1. I was all aboard the Warnock train, as you know. He got the win in the first game, but that's 2 straight defeats now. And Borough, well, they're 3, but the results have gone for them down the bottom, to be fair, with Hull losing, Huddersfield drawing, and Charlton, they lost as well. So Warnock, it could have been worse there. Look at this for a goal as well. That's a freeze frame of Jordan Hugel. Look on the goal line. Is that Stojanovic or Pez in goal for Borough? Can someone figure that out from that shot? Hugel, what a lob there. Anyone remember Lars Ricken in the Champions League final in 96 that Paul Lambert won't shut up about? But great goal by Hugel. I think 14 for the season. Here, in our On the Beach League, that's a rare win for QPR and a great goal by Hugel. Warnock, slightly surprised he's lost 2 on the trot like that. I'm sure he'll leave it till 2 games to go. Let's have a look down the bottom there. There are Rangers in 13th. Nice and clear. Remember, lots of moving parts below Rangers as well, with Sheffield Wednesday and Derby, FFP, Wigan administration. Let's just say it now, QPR are safe, aren't they? They're 12 points ahead of Barnsley, who are effectively 3rd bottom. Borough, let me just bring up the fixtures on my iPad. Who has Colin got? Millwall away, Bristol City home, Reading away. Should be okay, shouldn't he? But 2 defeats on the bounce. The new manager bounce seems to have gone quite quickly for Warnock there, doesn't he? Ewan says, stop crying. Steve Gibson, not been happy for a while. Katie says, Jordan Hugel has been brilliant this season. Not in the team often, with Naki Wells earlier in the season there. But I always think with Hugel, at this level, I said this the other day, stick him in the team for 35 to 40 games and he'll score 15 goals. I promise he will. This is the Championship, and a big strapping guy with reasonably good physicality and decent, reasonably decent finishing will get you the goals. Russ says, oh, you won the Champions League. You never mentioned that either. Bless him. Come on, Lambert. Revert to version 2009 and I'll be happy with you. Borough fans upset today. Lack of effort. Tony. Next goal Bees will concede will be Liverpool next season. There we go. That's what happened to Norwich, wasn't it? Wigan will most likely save Borough's skin, says Mally. Yeah. When we're talking about Wigan, those Wigan players do not deserve to go down. Let's put this all at the door of the management. What on earth happened at Luton? Look at that. Absolutely battered by Reading. Luton have been in great form since Nathan Jones came back. This is just one of those weird ones, isn't it? Reading have been, they're in my On the Beach League, aren't they? And look at that. Yaku Maite, who followers of me on Twitter will know I met in a Thai restaurant in Reading with 4 goals. Outstanding performance from Maite, who, let's be honest, is a really decent striker in the Championship, isn't he? Any explanation for how Luton can lose this one 5-0 at home? Here he is, the Maite Hall. Right foot there, first off. Left foot. He's a powerful player, isn't he? You know he's just hammering those into the corner, don't you? Hat-trick before half-time. Anybody in the chat seen a first-half hat-trick live? I did. Sorry about this one, Russ. Alex Maffey versus Norwich in 1998, I think. First half hat-trick. Let me know if you've seen one live in the comments. George Puskas, that is, on the back post there with the 4th one. I think Sluga had a bit of a nightmare in this game as well. And there is Maite. Look, he's giving the keeper the eyes. Lovely stuff. Going to go into his left-hand side. This was not a good day for Luton and Barnsley, was it? And they've been putting a marvellous effort in so far, but you just felt if there was one game week went against them, it was going to start looking very, very hard, wasn't it? And again, bear in mind, you can put that line below Middlesbrough and you can put Wigan at the bottom of the table on 38. It's a 3-point gap. Yes, okay. Borough could lose their next game and Barnsley and Luton could both win. But this weekend wasn't a good one for those two, and big defeats in both of the games. What we got here? Katie says we've got Charlton, Hull and Barnsley left to play. So some bottom of the table fixtures there for Wigan. We got that for them, says Russ. URs says Max, Reading fan, obviously there. Luton had their cup final at Leeds. 6 or 7 top scorer, I think Maite is now. Good player. Yeah, very good player. It's been 500 years since Reading last scored 5 in a game. Reading responded to the clear the air meeting, apparently. Was there? Okay. But Luton were woeful. I've seen the fastest championship hat-trick. What was that? Oh, that would have been George Puskas as well, wouldn't it? At Wigan for Reading. Interesting. Okay, badge of honour for Katie. Had to try to win, not the quality. The 5-0 game before my time. Thank God. There you go. Luton exhausted after Leeds. It's happened a lot this season. Luton burned out last game. Yeah. Leeds fans there taking credit for Reading's win there. There you go. But yes, Luton, not a good week. Well, any weekend where you lose 5-0 at home is not good. But in a big direct rivals game down the bottom there, look at that. Stoke 4, Barnsley 0. Stoke had been rubbish recently as well, hadn't they? And Barnsley had been really good. Stoke 1 point in 3 since coming back and just got thrashed by Wigan and lost at home to Borough, didn't they? But quite the victory here. There is Sam Vokes, you can see in the 6-yard box, heading that corner in. Please go out of your way to see this goal. That is Tyrese Campbell on the volley, back heeling from an angle into that net. Brilliant goal by Tyrese Campbell. Kevin Campbell's son there for you Forest and Arsenal fans there. And another brilliant goal by Campbell. He had a great game. Look at that. That is a Teddy Sheringham, Darren Anderton corner there. I don't know who says that. Joe Allen taking the corner maybe, or James McLean, I don't know. Oh, it looks like McLean out of shot on the far left, doesn't it? Let me know who got the assist for that one. What a finish by Campbell. And then even better one, actually. Tom Ince. Look, he's lining that one up. Look at that technique. Good players make good shapes. That's going in the far corner, isn't it? 4-0 to Stoke in this one. Really big win for them. And again, look at Barnsley, not Middlesbrough. Wigan will fold underneath. Everybody there on 38. So Stoke are now 5 points clear with 5 to go. Do not underestimate. That is a huge win against the most direct rival they could get. In fact, that is half the battle done now, I think, for Stoke. Look at that, 21 defeats. Horrendous from Stoke this season, given the squad that they have got. Craig, I've seen 3 second-half hat-tricks. Nice. It was on my channel, Shortwood v New College Swindon. Love it. Hi to Nick in the chat. Bees fan, I think we will the playoff again. When was it? It was Borough. Bees lost to in 14-15. Gracious as always, says Peaky on the Leeds fans there. Carl says Stoke had a clear the air meeting and won at 4-0. Maybe we should have one every week. Totally agree, Carl. Tristan says, ha, ha, ha. I don't know what he's laughing at. Bloody typical, says Mally. Harvey, who wasn't happy in midweek, so I hope he's happier now. Yesterday showed the players can do it. What a game. Roll on Leeds on Thursday. Yeah, nice easy game to follow up with. Stoke have so many good players. Yeah, just chaos there. Too many managers. They have to try and win, says Baps. Pleading with Stoke to come out there. And Mark says, great Albion win. Covered that earlier in the show. Just one more plug before Russ tells me off. Support the channel via Super Chat there, where you type in your chat, hit that dollar button, donate anything you want. I'd love to do this full time. You can also subscribe via Patreon. We're up to 25 subscribers on Patreon. Brilliant stuff there. Patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. That is everything there. Let's go and have a look down the table. Then we'll do more comments. Have a little think ahead of time about performance of the week and goal of the week. Leeds, 6 points clear with 5 to go. Surely we're talking about single-digit numbers of points they need. Now, you'd think 3 wins would take them, well, take them there, wouldn't it? 87 points, 3 wins from the last 5 would surely do it. Probably even maybe 7 points from those last 5 would do it. I would have thought 85 there. All depends on Brentford now, doesn't it? Fulham, are they too far back? Actually, Fulham do have West Brom to play, don't they? To be fair, and it's all about this week, and it's all about West Brom, isn't it? Let's have a look. Derby, Blackburn, Fulham. Can West Brom get 6 points from those 3 games? If they do, I think they're up, aren't they, West Brom, especially given one of them's against Fulham. But if Preston can get, Brentford can get within shooting distance and hope Fulham can do them a favour, you never know. In the playoffs, Brentford looking amazing, not conceding any goals, winning every week. Fulham 2 wins on the trot. Mitrovic now only one more game suspended. Forest looking good, should have beaten Derby there, but didn't get over the line. Cardiff looking good as well, as I say, probably most improved team. Derby, well, they're in good form, aren't they, despite nearly going under, but they didn't lose, and they're probably still top of the form charts, given that Wigan lost, didn't they? We'll have a look at the form charts in a minute. So Derby nicely poised if there is a Cardiff error, but hard games for Derby. Swansea, Millwall, Preston, still in with a chance. Millwall, nice running as well. Swansea, let me just have a quick little look at their running while we're on here. Do have Leeds and Forest in there. You would fancy out of those teams' games, Derby, Swansea and Millwall, you'd fancy Millwall's games. Preston and Blackburn and Bristol City, are they on the Beach League yet? Let me know what you think in the comments. QPR, Reading are safe. Sheffield Wednesday, only FFP can relegate them now. Wigan, well, we've said it all, haven't we? Check out Katie's channel. She's going to be doing something on that about Wigan, but just so sad when they played so well, and it's nothing to do with the players or management. And yes, I do agree. Maybe Paul Cook should start getting some links to the, these Birmingham or Bristol City jobs. Birmingham, they went down in the last minute there. Birmingham aren't safe, but it's not been a good week for the bottom teams, particularly as we look now. 5 of the bottom 6 are going to lose. Only 1 of the bottom 7 are going to win. And that one is Stoke. 46 points now, 5 clear of Barnsley. Charlton and Huddersfield also 5 clear. Remember, we are looking at Barnsley, not Middlesbrough, because of the Wigan 12-point deduction that is coming. Borough in trouble if Barnsley can get some victories there. Let's just have a quick look at Barnsley's next couple of games. Now, I think I remember Barnsley's fixtures getting very hard with 3 to go. Yeah. Oh, wow. Barnsley versus Luton. Oh, my God. That is going to be awesome. And only a nerd like me would be looking really forward to that. Check that one out. Tuesday night, Barnsley versus Luton. Basically, the loser of that one is down, aren't they? That's going to be a great game. The last 3 for Barnsley. Check this out. Leeds away, Forest at home, Brentford away. Oh, Barnsley, you really could have done with beating Stoke, couldn't you? That might be it for Barnsley, looking at those last 3. I'm going to go to your comments in a minute, and we'll do questions as well. There is the form table. I know a couple of people have said to me, just look at the last 4 games, but we'll look at the 6-game form table today. Brentford and Derby tied at the top of it. Cardiff and Leeds closing in. Wigan, just that 1 defeat. Look at Reading. Reading in 6th place in the 3 wins in the last 6. Only 1 since lockdown though. Fulham in there as well. Interesting. What a couple of victories close together can do for you. Swansea, Millwall, they're going to need to climb higher in that to get up into the playoffs. Forest, probably there or thereabouts. 10-4 above, we'll see them easily into the playoffs. Stoke, that's decent for them. West Brom, they'll probably want to just a couple of places higher, but that should guarantee them promotion there. Huddersfield, nice. Rangers, look, strange. A lot of these on the beach teams. Look at the bottom 4. Wednesday, Birmingham, Bristol City, Preston, and Blackburn in there as well. All in my on the beach league. Worryingly, 16th Luton, 17th Charlton, 18th Barnsley, 20th Hull. 3 of those 4 to go down, do we think? Right, let's have a little look at who you think. So I'm going to have to go via that. Performance of the game week and goal of the game week. Let me know what you think in the comments on that one. I'm sure we've got plenty of other comments going up. Russ says probably on the Luton Barnsley game that'll be a 1-1 draw. Right, where are we looking? I think I've done that one already. Benjamin Bloom and All Leeds TV are neck and neck for the awards. Oh, I don't have to go against All Leeds TV, do I? They're my friends, and they've got 7 million Leeds fans there, weren't they? Good lad, thank you. Did you see that Wickham goal score from a corner? It was horrible, wasn't it? good luck, Stoke, on Thursday. Yes, indeed. When are you on next, says Anthony? Tomorrow night, game week 42 preview. If West Brom go up by 1 point, it will all be down to Jamie Jones, says Katie. Tell me more. Who's going up from the League One playoffs? Well, it looks like Wycombe are in the finals. I just think Oxford are a better side than Pompey. But look, I had Oxford and Fleetwood for the final. So it's guaranteed to be Wycombe and Pompey. There we go. Team of the week. Hart says West Brom. Brain says Brentford. Pereira Brace dominated. Yeah, maybe Reading for team of the week even as well. As long as Wycombe don't come up the pod, says Jonathan. Yeah, a lot of people still. Poor old Dara McAntony's Twitter feed as well. Chris says, if the Bees make the playoffs, we will fear no one. Absolutely not. Katie, bless her, wants to pretend this week didn't happen from a Wigan point of view. Alex says, we have the easiest run-in. If only it were that simple. Yes. Goal of the week, Calvin Phillips free kick. Yeah, that was beautiful. Look, get your thoughts in, but that Tyrese Campbell back heel is wonderful, glorious. Let's have a look here. Ben Rama's first swivel on the volley. Yeah, typical Ben Rama, wasn't it? Where am I looking? Yeah, Harvey says Campbell. Read the Wigan article on the Athletic. I truly don't think the 12-point deductions are interesting. I'll give that a read. Yes, we will be doing another Reeve and Bloom. Might not be until the end of the season, though, because Jack is super busy, and so am I, trying to keep up with this. Goal of the week, Calvin Phillips. Yeah, I'll be happy with Calvin for goal of the week. Beautiful free kick there. I really did like Tyrese Campbell's goal there. Ewan says Campbell's goal was the best. Let's just bring up the results so we can do performance of the week, and then we'll do a bit of Q&A to finish off. Where did I put the results? My God, there they are. Performance of the week, nice one from Millwall. Fulham scraped in, didn't they? Nice one from Leeds and Brentford. Nice one from Cardiff. Stoke, that's such a big win, isn't it? Stoke or Reading for me for performance of the week. Let me know what you think in the comments. Probably the significance of the Stoke win, given that that's against a direct rival. And if they'd lost it, my God, things would be looking very, very different. I think I might have to go for Stoke for performance of the week, especially if, like Carl and Harvey were saying, there's been this clear the air meeting and they've clearly kind of worked. Let's just do a little bit of ifs, buts and maybes. If Stoke had lost that 43 and Barnsley had won, they'd be on 44. Stoke would literally be in the relegation zone. And I'm saying, well, they look pretty safe off to me. James, don't think they can take 12 points off Wigan because the season would have been over when they went under. I'm going to get to drink some alcohol. Andy McNairn, thank you so much. Let us know who you support, Andy. A super sticker there he's donated. We'll drink to Andy. £2.99. Thank you so much. I would argue it would have to come off next season. Remember, the ruling is with Wigan, if they were naturally to be relegated, which they won't be because they're so far away, then 9 points goes off next season. Sorry, 12 points goes off next season. I don't know. I just think it's written into the constitution, and it's going to be there. When Wigan played West Brom back in December, Jamie Jones decided to have a drink. Oh, I remember. It was insane, wasn't it? The back pass. Yeah, my God. Well, I'm sure we can pick out other moments than that, but there we go. Top two and bottom three. Ooh. Look, I've said Leeds West Brom for top two for ages, so I'll stick with that. Bottom three, sorry to Katie, who's brilliant in the chat, but Wigan have got 38 points with 5 to go. They're down, aren't they? I hate to say it might be Wigan, Luton, Barnsley, mightn't it? Which saddens me. It does sadden me because always seems to be no offence to these clubs, always seems to be the smaller clubs that go, doesn't it? But there you go. Andy's a Leeds fan. Thank you so much. Where would we be without Leeds fans, hey? As each game passes, it's becoming more difficult for the Bees. I think time will beat them. Yeah, maybe this run is coming too late. Don't Look Back in Anger was number one in the charts last time. Charlton beat Millwall. There we go. Sorry, Anir, I'm going to butcher your name. Anirud, spell that phonetically. Sorry if I've butchered that. Who will be next Bristol City manager? Get your comments in on that. Will they go for a Mick McCarthy, Steve Bruce, Chris Hughton? Will they go for an Aitor Karanka, someone who's already got a promotion? Will they go for a Daniel Farker, David Wagner, Sabri Lamouchi, Philippe Koku, European guy? Or will they go for, God forbid, a Carl Robinson, Joey Barton, someone down there? I don't know. I really, really don't know what Steve Lansdowne has planned. All I would say is that is a damn good job at Bristol City. Lots of people are going to reply for that. Mark, you legend. Let's drink to Mark, everybody. A $2.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, Mark. You can contribute via super chat. Ewan, am I doing West Brom Derby on Wednesday? Yes. I'm hoping to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I haven't told my missus yet, but hopefully that'll be okay. Lee says, not sure why my comment isn't reminding me of the stream. There we go. Nice to see you anyway. Lee, can't wait for away games in League One. Well, you're more than welcome to Ipswich, Katie. There we go. You can call me Annie. There you go. That'll be easier. Not let me butcher it. I hope Leeds going up doesn't affect the channel. Look, it is what it is. We had loads of Norwich, Villa and Sheffield United fans, and the channel soldiers on. So there we go. Pep Clotet for Bristol City, Chris Hughton, Gareth Ainsworth. Russ tweeted me the best picture of Gareth Ainsworth in full-on midlife crisis, pointy shoes, skin-tight jeans, and not just a leather jacket, but like a biker one, zipped up, with his hair dyed. It was beautiful. There we go. Paul Hurst, dearie me. Nigel Clough, Paul Cook, think Bristol City right, Chris Hughton. Bielsa likes the challenge. Morning, Robin. In Sydney, Oliver, you legend. Let's drink to Oliver for a super sticker. Thank you so much, guys. Paul Cook deserves it. Lovely bloke. Surely you want to keep him, though, because who was Wigan manager when they last went up, Katie? It was Paul Cook, wasn't it? Or no, it wasn't. It was. Was it Gary Caldwell? I don't remember. Are Brentford doing a Sheffield United from last season? Not exactly. If Brentford do it, it won't quite be the Sheffield United way, because remember, Sheffield United were second after they beat Leeds, and then after the last international break, they lost to Bristol City and switched places. And then Leeds just had that mental Easter where they lost to Wigan and then lost to Brentford, whilst Blades won both of their games. So, yeah, interesting. He was wearing that jacket on Friday with Caterpillar boots. Outstanding, Gareth Ainsworth. Andrew says, Lionel Messi, player manager for Bristol City. Well, I would bet on Bristol City to get promoted if that's the case. Stevie Mack. God, yes, Steve McLaren. I like Steve McLaren. I wouldn't be surprised when you hear these blokes talk. Like, I know we've mocked Paul Lambert today and Steve McLaren. They are great talkers, these guys. And I think sometimes these owners, they're from business and they get a bit seduced having these European Cup winners and ex-England managers sitting in front of them. So, yes, Leeds did a Leeds last season. Leeds are up if Brentford don't keep winning, yeah. I just hope from a neutral point of view we get it to the last game of the season. Right, keep your questions coming in. Let's just have a look at some nerd stats because I love them and you love them. Possession, as ever, Leeds at the top there. Aggression, Charlton at the top. Aerial duels, Birmingham. Shots per game, Leeds, West Brom. Always surprised to see Barnsley in that top six. Pass accuracy, Fulham. No coincidence you see Leeds at the top of possession, but Fulham at the top of pass accuracy. Who's losing it better? Ratings, which is an Infogol nerd thing. Brentford, Leeds, West Brom. So Infogol kind of have Brentford ahead of West Brom, but I think, so do XG? What is Infogol XG? Yeah, Infogol XG has Leeds top and Brentford second with West Brom third. It also has Millwall fourth. And God, someone down the bottom's good. Wow. Guess who's fifth on Infogol's XG? Stoke City. Wow. Dearie me. Anyone in the top scorer score this week? Pat Bamford did, didn't he? Up to 15. And Ben Rama up into there onto 14 with his hat-trick. Andre Ayew also scored on 14. Tom Lawrence, hang your head, top of the discipline table. Mitro, shots per game there. Ben Rama creeping up behind him. Pereira, I think, Has he got 3 assists today, Pereira? I'm sure he was level with Eliasson there. And the top 5 rated players in the league who have played more than 20 games, Benrahma, Pereira, Eze, Bowen, so long at West Ham now. Look at that, Sean Hutchison there as well. Right, let's do some questions for a few minutes. Get your questions in, get your comments in, and we'll talk that. Massive loss for Borough, says Robin. Huge. Yeah, no, I wouldn't pop it in the massive category, Robin, on the basis that the other results went for them. I think the massive category has to go to Stoke beating Barnsley this week. Leeds 2020, remember them games from last year? I bet they're etched in your memory. Not nice. When will Norwich next score a league goal? I'm going for next season. Oh, dear us. They'll score plenty of goals in the Championship next season, won't they? I'd suggest they have more chance if they actually put their best striker on the pitch, but there we go. Stevie Gerrard. That'd be interesting to see what Gerrard does, doesn't it? Whether he'll hang out at Rangers until he gets a Premier League offer or whether he would come via the Championship. Ian Holloway. My God, I think he's locked in at Grimsby, isn't he? He owns shares in them as well. Nick, if fans were allowed in, would Leeds be where they are with you going to the game? Of course they would. No such thing as the curse. Bristol will go cheap, considering money spent with some named players. Interesting theory. Robin says the answer to the Norwich question is next season. Michael, 2 more wins than we are in the promised land. I assume he's a Leeds fan or a West Brom fan. There you go. I love the idea of Holloway at Bristol City. Holloway is like the most dyed-in-the-wall Bristol Rovers guy ever, isn't he? Be like John Walk managing Norwich. It's not going to happen, is it? Gary Caldwell, the first time. Paul Cook. Oh, okay, it was Paul Cook. There we go. Gary Caldwell was our manager. The combined age of our manager and chairman was 59. I bet you'd swap back for the old chairman, wouldn't you? Jesus. Where are we looking? Oh, dear. Sorry, I've got lost. There we go. At least need to keep winning our own games, never mind other teams. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. And it's not that many points now. I mean, what would 1.5 points per game be? About 8 for the last 5 games. Yeah, it's 8, isn't it? 8 points will do it, won't it? 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Although Leeds fans will be hoping that it goes win-win, draw-draw, loss, not loss, draw-draw, win. That'll get a bit scary, won't it? Annie, I'll call him. Will City get promoted if they get Houghton? Difficult to say, isn't it? Because the arguments I was getting from the Bristol City fans yesterday was the recruitment is. Look, we all know the recruitment's really good at Bristol City, but I think he had players he didn't know. Like Casey Palmer is a really good player, and he just hasn't been able to use him. And if you think he can have Palmer and Hanna Masengo, Adam Naj in that midfield, Elias. Why can't Eliasson get in the team? It seems a bit odd. And you'd worry with Houghton that he might be a bit too pragmatic. How are Reading 5th in a row? It wasn't Reading, Ewan, it was Stoke. Stoke are 5th in the XG ratings because there's been loads of games this season where they've just been terrible in both boxes, i.e. XG will tell you if a team is really bad in both boxes. And Stoke have been there. Do you remember at the start of the season where they would hit the bar 5 times a game and then lose 2-0 and Butland throwing in 2 goals into his own net? So, yeah, I know where are Reading in the XG? 17th. So they're outperforming it by 3 games. Have I seen who scored team of the month? I have not. Let me know who's in it. How close is that relegation battle? It is and it isn't. If you throw Wigan in, you would think if Borough scored 4 points from 3 games, that would be very hard, especially given Barnsley's fixtures. Just got to look out for that Barnsley-Luton game. That will, I think that puts a nail in a coffin, that Barnsley-Luton game. Klitsch, over 100 games on the bounce. Outstanding. What a player he's been. And to think pre-Bielsa wasn't fancied and possibly going out. Karanka for Bristol City, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, very pragmatic, though. Cautious manager, let's just say. Hope it doesn't go to last match of the season. Well, at the moment, as it stands, it'll be done with 2 games to go because the gap is 6 points. Like, and I think Brentford's goal difference is going to annoy Leeds fans because they could be 6 clear with 2 to go and not be able to celebrate because of the possibility of, I think, something like 13 goals or something crazy, isn't it? David, any news on Wednesday and Derby? Don't know, David. Don't know. Been trying to follow it. I heard a whisper that it's been decided and presumably they're just waiting for Wednesday to get far enough clear before they dock the points if they're going to. What I will say is, if they were not guilty, why not just announce it now? Get it done, for goodness sakes. But there you go. Mark Pulis for Bristol City. Another pragmatic one. Hasn't he got Bristol Rovers connections as well, Pulis? Evening, Ben. Who is my favourite Championship player? Oh, God. Well, I love Ben Rama. Pablo Hernandez, possibly. Oh, God. Tom Kearney, I love to watch. Sean Morrison, I just find funny. Let me think. Oh, God. Wayne Rooney definitely is one. For Millwall, Wallace maybe, although he's very direct, isn't he? Ben Pearson, I like. Stuart Downing, I really like. Still a classy player. I like Palmer for Bristol City. Like I say, can't get in the team. Eze, Ejaria, Bannon, Anthony Robinson, Jude Bellingham, Johnny Williams, just for personal reasons because he's a nice bloke. Loads of really great players in the Championship. Alex Mower, I like. Izzy Brown. I tend to like the number 10s and the attacking midfielders, as you can see. Great player. Great question for Dan Bob. Leeds outstanding. Bees fan. Yeah, agreed. Do you think Villa will sack Jones? Do you mean Smith? If so, then he becomes available next season. Yeah. A few Championship clubs would take Dean Smith, wouldn't they? Super Leeds United. Simple. Just booked a trip to Tokyo next year. Wow. Anyone else booked a holiday? Sensational. Is Eliasson free at the end of the season? I don't believe he is. I think, and I did make a video on freeze at the end of the season, I think they took up the option on his contract. Best team potentially coming down from the Premier League to bounce back. It just depends if Norwich go mental and scrap everything that got them up. I don't think they will, but you would think Norwich would be able to keep a lot of the tools that got them up in the first place. Whereas Villa, well, they're not going to have Grealish, are they? They might get rid of Smith, which would be silly, I think. And they're not going to have Abraham. And those were the things that got them up. So there we go. On the screen, it said Reading were 5th. Oh, in the form table. Yeah, last 6 games. Sorry, Ewan. Yeah, last 6 games. Yeah, Reading. Sorry, let me pop it up for you, mate. Reading, yeah. Well, look, they've got 3 wins and a draw in the last 6. So, yeah, 5th in the form table. Reading. Right, let's do a few more questions and then I'll bid you all farewell. Up the blade, says Patrick. Flying the flag. Indeed. Oh, God, where am I going? Sorry, I want to get through and read all your comments. Leeds need 10 points, and I'm looking any further than that. David, it won't be 10, will it? I think 8 will be fine. Probably even less than that will do it. Chris picked me up on saying it, but surely Brentford, having already won, is it 5 on the trot now? You're going to win 10 on the trot? Be unprecedented. Only Villa, I think, in the last 20 years of the Championship have won 10 on the trot. And to do it in the last 10 games would be sensational. There's more to come at Millwall, says Joseph. And the running looks nice, doesn't it? Will I be watching Millwall v Borough this Wednesday at 3 p.m? Alex, no, I won't, but I will be in my car driving back from work listening to it on the radio. Chris Brunt, outstanding cameo for Albion. Played the game out well. Mark, I thought Chris Brunt had, or did he just announce that he was going to retire? Didn't his contract expire at the end of June the 30th? Incredible. There we go. Robin, wonderful. Super chat from Robin there. As a Norwich fan, I wish they would send Dumic to the Faroe Islands. Harsh, but yeah, he's not Timu Pukin. Thank you so much, Robin, for that's Australian dollars there. Thank you very much. Drink, says Russ. It's Pablo. Yeah, great player to watch, isn't it? When I pay for my football ticket, I like seeing skillful players who can create and score goals. To be honest, I prefer the ones that create goals. There just seems to be, some goal scoring is just how quick are you and how accurately and hard can you kick the ball. Whereas with the creative players, it's about, can you judge angles? Can you play a pass on the run? Can you do a chip, a reverse ball, a through ball? I like those type of players. I really do. I know Sean Morrison's not one of them, but I just find him funny, like I say. Leeds in the Premier League next season, where do you think we'll be? 10th or 11th? Well, don't get ahead of yourself, Michael, but you should be okay. Just remember the meteoric rise of some of these players from 13th. And remember, Liam Cooper was literally nicknamed League One Liam. Don't expect these players, even though Bielsa however brilliant he is, has coached them so well. Remember, you don't expect them to just be Premier League ready straight away. Be patient with them. Come on, Ben, it's Pablo. There we go. Michael says Benjamin. Hi, Michael. Pablo said, there we go. Brads wants partial fans sooner rather than later. Understandable, really. Yeah, surely. Oliver says, gonna need another bottle. Thanks to you guys. There we go. I think Leeds would finish 14th. There we go. Get your money on that. Was Chris Basham your favourite Championship player last season? Chris Basham and Marco Stiepermann were definitely the most unique players last season, weren't they? So, yeah. And I have to admit, sorry to you Leeds fans. I was there. One of my Sheffield United friends bought me a ticket in the Blade stand. And I'm sure you Leeds fans can understand this. That was one of the most incredible moments I've seen at a football match, when he went through and scored that goal, and you just saw a whole fan base start to really, but hang on a minute, we're going to do this. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. That was an incredible moment to bear witness to, Basham arriving. Sorry, Leeds fans. It was a sensational moment just to witness live. Ben, it's Pablo. You stop it. Who do I think will get playoffs? He wants me to say Cardiff, doesn't he? He says blue blood there. Well, Brentford and Fulham and Forest are definitely in there. Derby have got a hard run in. Millwall have got the best running, but yeah, Cardiff look favourites, don't they? Do Norwich need to be in a league of their own, yo-yo between Prem and the Championship? I get it. I get that view. Too good for the Championship, not good enough for the Premier League. Yeah, maybe Hull and West Brom could be in there with them. Although not Hull at the moment. Steve Bruce to Bristol City after Newcastle fake over goes through. Outstanding. Generation. Villa would have acted by now. Smith will still be there. I hope he would, Craig. He did a really good job to get them up. Might have a trip to Centre Parks for holiday, Carl. Which one are you going to? It's Centre Parks near me in Bedfordshire, actually. Bye, Ben. Off to watch Southampton, Manchester City. There we go. Is that a dead rubber? Southampton safe? I don't know. Sin Insider saying some interesting things about Norwich. Yeah, text them over. Don't worry, I won't say them on screen. We know how it works. How do you see the outcome of JKA, Ben? I don't know. I'd love to read that contract on that loan deal, though, because I'm sorry, I love Leeds. They've been great, but if they've signed a contract guaranteeing them have to drop 20 million on them, I think that's crazy. Surely they can get out of it if they don't want him. But again, unless I read the contract, or let me rephrase that, get my lawyer sister to read the contract, because I wouldn't be able to understand it. Sebastian Bardon, do you think Leeds should break the bank to acquire Ben White if they get promoted? God, if there's any chance they can get Ben White, yes, for sure. But surely they're not going to sell Brighton, are they? But there you go. The team rating throughout the season, says you, and he's really interested in this, isn't he? Let me remove your comment, and you will be able to see whether Reading are in there. Yes, they are. Amazingly, there you go. Reading are the fifth rated team by Infogol this season. I don't understand that either, Ewan. I would suggest writing Infogol an email to explain that, because yeah, Reading haven't been very good, have they? There you go. I've answered that. You've ignored the super chat from Robin. Surely I did not. Where is that? Was it the Australian $15? No, I did read that one. I definitely drank to that, unless the stream went out there. But thank you again, Robin. In case the stream went out, I'm going to click that button and say thank you one more time. Did I not drink? There you go. Drink to Robin. Wonderful. Right. Let's scroll down and continue. We'll clear these questions. And then we're all done. This has been a brilliant stream today. They should do double points for last game like F1, says the Waffler. I wonder whose team won the last game then, Waffler. Leeds only need 3 more points, says Colm. He must have been looking at the other games. 81. Brentford would need to get past that. 10 from 5. It's a fair comment, actually. 10 from 5 is still 2 points per game, but there we go. Mark, staying till the end. There we go. Then we'll leave, by all accounts, to Stoke. Oh, he's staying till the end. Chris Brunn, that is. There we go. You're well. Thank you, Robin. Too kind. Where are we next? Annie, where will Bristol City finish next season? Can I answer that when I know who the manager is? And if it's Mick McCarthy, you will finish in the top 8. Where are we going? Sorry about this. I clicked the wrong button. Oh my God. Right, there we go. Jed Wallace, first Championship player to get 10 goals and 10 assists. Do you remember a couple of seasons ago, Martin Waghorn for Ipswich got 16 and 15 or something ridiculous there? I'm going to miss Emi Buendia for those reasons alone. Oh, about creative players. Yeah, what a great player he is. Can someone tell me how Wigan managed to get this far with 6 goals as our top scorer? I don't know. How's Kiefer Moore getting on, Katie? I met him when he was at Ipswich on loan at Barnsley, and he's not a fan of Ipswich, put it that way. Leeds will struggle in the Prem with current squad and equality up front, agreed. Best live performance I ever saw, Ben. Zidane at the Nou Camp v Barcelona in the Champions League semi-final. Mike, how many name drops do you want to do in one thing there? Unbelievable, that must have been to watch. So what was that? Real Madrid v Barca in the Champions League semi-final. What year was that? I don't remember. Southampton are winning 1-0. Jay Adams, random comments here. I have Iceland, Kiev, Tokyo, Madrid, and San Fran. I travel a lot. You need a YouTube channel for that, Oliver. Best goalkeeper in the Championship, says Robin. I've been saying Bryce Samba all season, and he was rubbish on Saturday, wasn't he? Not just for the goal. Who have we got? Meslier, Johnston, yeah. Who's Brentford keeper? Raya, Rodak's good, isn't he, for Fulham? Samba, I would have said. Cardiff, Smithies, Hamer, Woodman, Bart Bialkowski. Remember him. Who's Preston? Declan Rudd, Walton. I'm trying to name all the Championship goalkeepers. Look, let's not be harsh on Samba. He has been probably the best through the season, but lots of good ones. No outstanding. Country 36. Wow, incredible. I don't know why Leeds just don't offer JK a 10K a week contract. Watch him say no deal and drop. There you go. What do I think of Buendia at Norwich? I'd love Leeds to go for him. Buendia is outstanding, David. Brilliant player. But I think he's going to go higher than Leeds, or I think he's going to go back to Spain. I think there's some big clubs interested in him in Spain. Anthony, thank you so much. Super chat there for Anthony. I'll drink to that. $9.99. Too kind. Luke. Missed the stream. That's not like you, buddy. I'll have to rewatch it. Lots of people saying lots of mean things about Leeds. I'm only joking. Anthony says, all Leeds, aren't we? Thank you so much, Anthony. Very kind. Callum, can you have a shout out? There you go, Callum. Shout it out. You literally read it as I said it. There you go. Luke, just come back from Cleethorpes. How was Cleethorpes? Lots of people there. Love your channel, Anthony. Thank you very much. There we go. I meant Brunty. Yeah, I figured it out halfway through. Callum, when I'm older, I want to be a professional footballer. Get off here, Callum. Go and get in the garden and take some free kicks then, buddy. High standard. Needed that win, says Oliver, who we know Oliver's good in here, Millwall fan there. And that running looks nice when you look at Swansea's, but Cardiff, bit of a machine at the moment, aren't they? Keith Moore, good at setting up goals, doesn't score enough for a striker. You could have just described Pat Bamford there, Katie. Right. Thank you, everybody. This has been probably one of my favourite streams we've ever done here. We've had loads of people on for over an hour. Tomorrow, 7 p.m, Game Week 42 preview. No sooner has it all finished for a game week at the moment than we get the next one. Let's just whet the appetite here. Forest, Fulham, Brentford, Charlton, Luton, Barnsley. Wow. Reading, Huddersfield, Cardiff, Blackburn. What else have we got? Millwall, Borough, West Brom, Derby. That's going to be good. I'll do that one. Birmingham, Swansea, Bristol City, Hull, Wigan, QPR, Wednesday, Preston. And then on Thursday, Leeds v Stoke, and Brentford, West Brom and Fulham pile the pressure on before Thursday. Come and join me. I don't really know if I need to plug this today because you guys have been so kind and so helpful. It says down there, support via the Super Chat feature or subscribing on Patreon. As you can see, wonderful group of people on here. Subscribers pushing now 9,500 nearly. I do need the support on Patreon and on Super Chat. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll take the government grant because I am unemployed in 8 days. I'll take the government grant in August, and we'll see how we go. I'll arrange to do some piano teaching and start to build up a job. But I would love to do this a couple of days a week. I need your support, and by God, have you given it today? Really, really do appreciate it. Shout out to Lee there, says thank you. Shout out to Joe Bienski. Shout out to Russ and Katie, Mally, Leeds 2020. Shout out to Mark and Luke. No way were you at that game, Mike. Oh, wow. That's one of the greatest goals. Oh, you didn't see the Zidane volley. There we go. It's Bentley, one of the best in the Championship. Certainly one of the best with his feet, isn't he? Him and Raya, I would have thought. Etheridge at Cardiff, talking about keepers. Right, I've got to bid you all farewell now. We'll let Liam have the last word. Hit that like button. Amazing support today. Eli got the 4-0 the wrong way. There you go. Not good result for Barnsley. But Eli, tweet me. Barnsley Luton in midweek. How is that going to go? Try for the Eurovision, fella. No. Do you know what? My mate, Alex, did the Eurovision song for... Oh, it was awful. Bless him. I'd say that to his face. What was it called? Electro Velvet. And I worked with Alex in the Rolling Clones tribute band. So I actually know firsthand about the Eurovision. There we go. Cheers, David. Cheers, Alex. Cheers, Russ. Thank you, everybody. Incredible numbers today. Look, 150 still in the chat after 116. Hit the like button before you go. See you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. for the next round of this incredible championship run-in. Thank you for watching. Overwhelmed by the support today. Really, really brilliant stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow. Over and out.